20 seconds as a quick follow-up. You don't trust Jocelyn Benson as far as you can throw her out there?
No, she's now on her 6th lawsuit, I believe, that she has lost. She's taken away the one security measure that she said she had for absentee ballots, which was the signature match. And now that lawsuit she lost. So we'll have to see if she actually comes back and implements the law as it's supposed to be implemented. She is, as far as I'm concerned, is the biggest threat to democracy in the state of Michigan.
The Attorney General there in Michigan. Tudor Dixon, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tudor.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tudor.
All right, coming up, the case of Trump supporters sued for emotional distress. Kid you not. You're not going to believe by who, by the way, and the reason why. First, though, why are the Dem-run states slow-walking plans to clean up their voter rolls? Well, I think we all know the answer to that, and we will discuss it in a moment. American Sunrise back with 61 days to go before the election. Oh.
This is Rashad from Boston, Massachusetts, and I love Real America's Voice. It is the best place for real news and content. Much love.
It's Mama Love in northern Minnesota. You know, a collective voice is much louder than a single voice. Thanks, Rab, for giving us a place to chat and connect. See y'all in chat.
Hello, this is Hockey Nut from Weyerhaeuser, Wisconsin. Just saying, tune in to Real America's Voice for the truth.
Howdy, Rab fans. It's Warbringer here. Love you all. Rab is the only place to get the truth, and this is the only way we're going to be able to restore our republic. Love you all. See you in the chat.
Welcome back, everybody, to American Sunrise. I'm David Brody. Great to have you with us this morning. Time now to drain the swamp. I'm in the swamp, so it makes sense that I drain it. This morning, we're flushing out the Democrat-controlled states. There goes the toilet. Anyhow, they're refusing to clean up their voter rolls, so we're going to drain them. And many of these states may indeed prove to be the deciding factor in November. So, for instance, the Federalist reports that in 2020, Wisconsin allowed 170,000 faulty absentee ballots to be counted, with another event netting the Dems 20,000 improper ballots. More recently, the Wisconsin governor vetoed 9 election-related reforms put forth by the Republican legislature. Also, the Wisconsin Election Commission refused to remove 4 million ineligible voters, which is striking considering Wisconsin actually had 3.5 million voters total. So do the math on that one. So Gina and Terrence, I guess in a positive development, Virginia recently canceled 6,300 voter registrations from non-citizens. But Terrence, the fact that Virginia had to do that and there were 6,300 registrations for non-citizens makes the point, which is that if nothing is done, chaos is going to ensue, Terrence.
Absolutely. And I think what's regrettable is that over the last 4 years, we knew that there were flaws in the system. And unfortunately, too few states have been really diligently working.
All right, what's going on, everybody?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another morning stream. Hello, everybody in the chat. Let me know you can hear me. Drag Blacker, Moon Pie, Angelo. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Smash the like, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. Good morning. Feel like I just left you. I think I did. Not too long ago. Less than 12 hours. Hello, hello. Huey, good morning, good morning. Sarge, good morning. Yes, Keith, late again. Yes, yes. Child of the King, good morning. Texas West, good morning, everybody. What's going on? Let's take a look at what's going on. Just take a brief look around. I'm going to get this so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Stock futures pointing lower again. We talked about this yesterday. You know, September is, if you're in the market, whether it's stock market, crypto market, September is, we always hope that it doesn't play out the same way it always has played out. But realistically, September has never been, September is kind of one of those months where it's like kind of like wake me up when September ends. And so far, it's off to somewhat of a rough start. Of course, NVIDIA down 2% in pre-market again today. Wiped out about $300 billion in market cap yesterday. And, the market nowadays is, unfortunately or fortunately, I guess depending on what you hold, is built around a lot of these bigger companies that hold a tremendous amount of weight. And when NVIDIA or somebody like that loses or has a bad day, kind of drags the whole market down. So Dick's reported had blowout earnings, but issues cautious guidance ahead. And I think that's the thing with all these companies. Even NVIDIA's report, I think it was last week, it was really the guidance that people are worried about. Where is the consumer now? And of course, you still have people that say the consumer is holding up. And we've been saying for 6 months that the consumer has not been holding up. And in some ways, I think we have a better gauge on it than some, because we talk to people every night. We see the emails in the chat and the everything every single night. We hear what people are saying. We hear how they're feeling. So I haven't thought, you can see the credit card debt going up. You can see the household savings going down. You can see the inflation, besides being one of the more insidious taxes, changes spending habits. And you can see those changes in those spending habits. You can see people pulling back. You can see people having to decide between fill up the car with gas or maybe only put a quarter tank in so that I can buy groceries. You see those changes. And speaking of those kind of things and harping on those issues, Trump's doing a town hall. I believe it's tomorrow night, that was supposed to be, or maybe it's tonight, because it was supposed to be the Fox debate, which of course she didn't agree to. Actually, I believe it's tomorrow night. Trump Fox News town hall. And it's another opportunity for the president to take questions from people, talk to the people, and continue to point out these differences. Like Angela says here, my electric bill was over $1,000 last month for 1 month. It's never been over 500. That's the reality of what people are dealing with. If you're in the chat, let me know what your car insurance looks like in the last year. Car insurance, my car insurance has doubled in the last year. Now, I have a teenage driver, which obviously has affected it a little bit, but it has doubled in the last year. Boom. Exactly. Exactly. So again, these are the realities that people are dealing with. President Trump's going to do this town hall. Another chance to take questions. Damon looks like he's in Delgado's UFO. No, I actually got to get my light. My main light is at the studio. I got to bring it home. But this is what people are dealing with. So the president, and I saw this. I saw this today. Trump turns to surrogates to push policy on the ground in key states. And this is what he needs to do. Policy, policy, policy. And if he can turn to people to cover more ground, I think it's a good idea. Donald Trump's turning to key allies to help press the former president's case in pivotal battleground states, staging policy-centered events in which top Republicans outline a second Trump administration in detail. While Trump remains committed to his usual rallies, the next of which will take place on Saturday in Wisconsin, this week's set of policy events follow the trend of Trump increasingly deploying off-ticket Republicans to expand the campaign's presence and counter Democratic efforts. Amid the DNC, the Trump team orchestrated a week of counter-programming that similarly employed high-profile Republicans. During that week, the campaign staged daily press conferences at Trump Tower. Vivek, Senator Rick Scott, Johnson, Florida Reps Michael Waltz, Byron Donalds were all out there. Campaign indicated in a Tuesday press release that it intends to move forward with the use of surrogates to expand its presence in swing states, announcing the most extensive surrogate operation in the history of presidential politics. So again, I don't know exactly what that looks like, but it sounds like a good idea because this is, as we said, this is a base election. There's never been a clearer choice between what kind of world we want to live in. And on policy, the president has a clear vision and a clear case to make. And if he can get other Republicans to help make it, then all the better. That's what he should do. And it looks like that's what they're doing. And I think that's a good idea. Get out there. Yeah, 2 vehicles coverage, 50-plus drivers, 3 increases over the last 2 years. So we know the president can go out there and make the case. So I think town halls like he's doing. No, I mean, this one he was kind of not forced into doing, but obviously it should have been a debate, which obviously is the most beneficial for him. But we know she's not going to do that. They're going to try to keep her away as much as possible from speaking at all, obviously. So let's see what else is going on. What else is in the news? Let's take a look at the Washington Times this morning and see what they're talking about. How's everybody doing today? Good? Looks like everybody's good. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up. Democrats maneuver to keep RFK Jr. on swing state ballots. So we know, that when he came out and talked about this, we knew this was going to happen. Because when he said it, we all kind of looked at each other and said, that's a pretty interesting idea. Keep yourself on the ballot in states where you think you can take votes away from Biden, and take yourself off the places where you hurt Trump. Well, we should have known that was going to be easier said than done. We talked a lot about polling yesterday on the show. Trump says Harris is seeing problems for her campaign in New Hampshire. I read that yesterday as well. He said, Comrade Kamala Harris sees there are problems for her campaign in New Hampshire. I mean, I contend there are problems for her campaign everywhere, because the more time people have to look at her, the more problems she's going to have. I mean, her rise out of being installed as the candidate, we knew was going to be most likely short-lived, and that's exactly what it was, as she continues to well, plummet down to earth. Additionally, the cost of living in New Hampshire is through the roof. Their energy bills are some of the highest in the country. Their housing market is the most unaffordable in history. I protected New Hampshire first in the nation primary and always will. To my friends in New Hampshire, get out and vote, Trump said. Together we will make your state and America strong, safe, and prosperous again. And she's actually, this tells you where they're at. She's actually going to a campaign event there today. So she's actually having to spend time in New Hampshire. So that tells you where they think they are there. And I think they're seeing that. I think they're probably seeing that in all their internal polling in a lot of places. And for this kind of reason, and people see it, positions herself as a change candidate, but embraces unpopular Bidenomics. And that's the thing. There's nobody that thinks Bidenomics works for their life. Not anybody with an IQ higher than 14. Morning, Nancy from Florida. I think both the Weinstein brothers are fascinating, and I think they've, I don't know that I necessarily would call them red-pilled, but they've certainly, from earlier years, me and Paul talk about them all the time, from earlier years of listening to them, I do feel like it was, I feel like they've come a long way in opening their eyes to the Democrat Party. Not that I thought they were, I don't think they were really considered themselves Democrat Party members. And I haven't listened to a ton of them. I've heard them on podcasts and things like that. Hey, by the way, how about Lex Friedman is out with his Trump? Only was about a little over an hour, which I guess probably Trump said that's about what I can do. Because usually Lex likes to go 3-4 hours with people. But I haven't watched it yet, but I saw some of the clips coming out of it. Looks a little different than what Lex usually does. Because I think Trump pushed back pretty hard on some things that Lex was presenting. So it looks like a good conversation. My opinion, that was the best interview. I'm not surprised. Lex is a very smart, very well-read, knows a lot about a lot of things, what's going on in the world, different parts of the world, obviously. Vicky, Paul's good. I talk to him just about every day. Yeah, check it out today. It's only an hour. Like I said, it's only an hour for him, and that's pretty short. That's pretty short for him. He usually does quite a bit longer. Lead story in the New York Post today. What we talked a little briefly about last night, really just unbelievable. In over their heads. Shocking new missteps in Trump's assassination attempt revealed as whistleblowers come forward. And again, keep looking for that reason to get off the crazy train that this was not what we're being told it was. And there's just no way to get off of it. They just keep everything that comes out. I mean, it's just unbelievable to think about. Not really, though. Not surprising. Our government's done it before. Most agents guarding Trump during assassination attempt were Homeland Security personnel who took 2-hour online webinar.
The president of the United
in contact with whistleblowers and has new information he's going to exclusively share with us here at Primetime. So what now are we hearing from whistleblowers, Senator?
Well, what I've heard tonight, Jesse, is that most of the agents who were there at that rally in Butler were not Secret Service agents. They were, in fact, Homeland Security agents. And get this, most of those Homeland Security agents, the only training that they received was an online webinar, a 2-hour online webinar. And I'm told that about half the time, the sound to the webinar didn't even work. So think about this. The president of the United States, former president of the United States, Donald Trump, is sent out on stage. Most of the people there aren't trained. They're not qualified. They only got a webinar training, and even that didn't work. It is absolutely outrageous.
You're saying, and if we're to believe that there's this big Iranian threat, that this is coming down the pike and they had to beef up security, their idea of beefing up security was not putting more Secret Service agents and counter snipers, was just throwing in a bunch of guys that have never done this before from Homeland Security and sending them into some Zoom training that didn't work?
That's exactly right. I'm told that actually agents, Homeland Security agents, were pulled off of child exploitation cases, child endangerment cases, the stuff they normally do. They don't normally do protective detail work at all. They were pulled off those cases, said, here, you're going to go guard the former president of the United States. Watch this webinar. Oops, it doesn't really work. Oh, that's all right. Go out into the field anyway. Jesse, this is a nightmare, and we still have no answers. The only reason we know this stuff is because of whistleblowers. It's outrageous.
That is absolutely crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it. When you heard the first story about this counter sniper shoot, I thought it was the guys on the high roof. Then I heard it was the guys farther away. And now I'm hearing the first shot that was gotten off was by a local, and he wasn't even perched. He was on the ground.
What?
Yeah, all I can say is that is not what the director told Congress, and you just played the clip. I was sitting right there.
I had never
in the
watched
Senate
this whole clip before.
when he
I didn't know
testified that it was a Secret Service counter sniper who neutralized the threat, that is, took out crooks. He said nothing about another sniper, a local, nothing at all. Jesse, this is a pattern now. Why aren't these guys out there, Secret Service and FBI, doing regular briefings, answering questions, giving us answers? They're not doing any of that. They're hoarding the information. They're keeping it from the public. And this has gone on too long. I mean, people have got to get fired for this.
No,
I mean, I hadn't watched that whole clip. Had anyone else seen that clip? Did anyone know that? Good morning. Good morning. The first shot was fired by a civilian on the ground. Now, Jesse kind of confused me at the end there because he said a civilian sniper. I mean, I can't imagine. I had not heard that the first shot taken may not have been from one of the counter sniper teams, may have been from a civilian on the ground who was not perched. I have never, ever heard that. Seems like some of you are also with me. Wow, that is pretty crazy. These pollsters were right in 2016 and 20, and they think Harris has already lost her mojo. Yeah, that's exactly right. Who is this by? A.G. Garsarsky. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that person. But this is right in line with what we've been talking about. Let me make it a little bigger here. Most polls show Vice President Kamala Harris leading in the swing states that will decide the election, but two southern state pollsters are bucking the trend. And they've got former President Trump up big. The polling by Insider Advantage and Trafalgar. Well, you got to trust Trafalgar. He's been one of the best. Insider Advantage, I'm not as familiar with. I don't know about you guys. Trafalgar in 7 battleground states finds Trump on a path to 296, suggesting that Harris has already lost her momentum. Matt Towery of Georgia-based Insider Advantage found Trump ahead in Arizona, Nevada, and North Carolina, and down by only 0.4% only in Georgia. He noted that both he and Robert Callahay of Trafalgar, which handled Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, were both in the top 3 pollsters in the 16 and 20 cycles because their methodology allows them to pick up some Trump vote that some of the other pollsters might not be able to get. To be sure, all of Trump's leads are narrow and within the margin of error, meaning the states could still very well go either way on Election Day. But Towery believes Harris is stalling now and her novelty has worn off. the momentum that we're seeing after the Democrat National Convention has sort of come to an end. Well, I would contend that the momentum came to an end actually before the DNC. Surges in Democrat enthusiasm seen in polls after Harris replaced Biden have also slowed and are now close to parity, he said. The turnout election will be shaped heavily by next week's make-or-break presidential debate, he believes. If Trump presents a realistic version of himself, this could become a real turning point like the Carter-Reagan debate that basically sealed the deal in 1980. For his part, South Carolina-based Cal Hay agreed that the debate's importance. He said, it's possible that the former president may say something that overshadows the rest of the event, but that Harris has the most to lose and is in a no-win situation. Cal has seen conservative Democrats coming over to Trump's side in numbers that exceed conservative Democrats. Where are those people located exactly, I wonder? Conservative Democrats. And also suggested her disinterest in interviews has left the media feeling ignored and angry. But despite the polling looking good for Trump, he cautions that the Democratic machine can shave a point or two off the spread. Therefore, a narrow lead in September may not be the final outcome. Well, we know what that means. Too big to rig is what we need. I saw someone in the comments ask about 538, and I forget who it was. I apologize. Just go to his. If you're on X, just go to his X, whatever it is, Nate Silver 538. You'll see everything there. That's where I saw it last night. Tom, to some degree, I agree with this wholeheartedly. Put very little faith in these polls. What are the? Let's go see here. Speaking of that, it's a good. Let's see. Let's go to. Let's see. Do we have? Would it be under news? No. Odds. Let's see. Presidential election odds. Actually, I should say, let's do betting odds. All right. I'm not as familiar with this place, Odds Checker, but it's the first place that came up. Presidential election odds and betting. Trump right now is plus 100, so basically even money. She's plus 108. So, I mean, right now, again, and I don't know, I'd rather go to an actual. Real Clear polling. Do we have an actual sports book that has them posted? Okay, Bet US. What do we got here? All right. Well, this place has her as the favorite. Bet US has Kamala Harris as the favorite, minus 125. Trump minus 105. So again, not a huge. It's not like she's minus 200, 2-1, but they have her as the favorite, minus 125, which actually kind of surprises me. We'll see if there's another one. What's covers have? Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of them show them both around, pretty much even money with the juice. You lay 110 to win 100. It's pretty much even. So keep an eye on the betting markets. I agree, they're probably more accurate. I don't know when this was. This came out yesterday, so. They have her even. I'm just trying to see if there's like another big sports book that has it. Oh, Polymarket. Everybody refers to Polymarket here. Let's see. All right. Well, this has Trump up 52-47. I know a lot of people look at this. I think one of the articles we were looking at last night in the show referenced Polymarket. Trump 52-47. Looks like, what does that say? $794 million bet here on this. So 56,000 comments. So it looks pretty active. You know, again, go into everything thinking it's tied. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on X this morning. Tim Walz's family members in Nebraska are voting for Trump. Walz's for Trump. I wonder if that's real. That's pretty funny. Oh, another person posted it.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not really sure what to say. And that had me laboring all Labor Day weekend. How can it be hard to discuss why the murder of 6 Israeli and American hostages matters? 6 young people stolen from the Nova Music Festival by Hamas on October 7th. Then, just as the IDF was close to rescuing them after almost a year of searching, they were reportedly executed. And now I'm left with nothing but questions. But there are questions we all have to answer. The first one is, why don't these faces unify us? At least here at home. Carmel Gott, Eden Yerushalmi, Alexander Lobanov, Almog Sarusi, Master Sergeant Ori Danino. Young people that could have been part of the solution lost to the problem. And there is one face we know more about, Hersh Goldberg Poland, 23-year-old Israeli-American taken and now murdered along with the others. His smiley Punim has been the poster for the hostage crisis. I remember it when I first saw it all over his parents' house in Tel Aviv just after October 7th. When I was blown away by John and Rachel's love and commitment. Their hope and mine was that telling their story would help more connect to what is so wrong here, to what matters. Now I have to wonder, did I help anything at all? I wonder in part because of how this news has been received. First, why are all these lost souls merely called deaths? So many media accounts put it this way. Did they die in an accidental crash or from cancer in that tunnel? No, Hersh and the others were assassinated. Targeted murders performed by terrorists to remind that they want no one saved from them. A reaction was sent to me by a friend of Hersh's family, and they asked some hard questions. Listen to this. Before he was murdered by Hamas in those final moments, was he aware of his parents' anguished pleas, quite possibly at the same moment, broadcasting at the Gaza border another chilling plea for him to just survive? Did you hear Hersh's mother last Thursday?
Hersh! Hersh! It's Mama. I love you. Stay strong. Survive.
Was he able to hear that? Was he able to hear the footsteps of the battle-hardened Israeli soldiers who were finally closing in after almost a year of trying to save them. You can feel how you want about the Middle East. It's one of the longest running conflicts in history. It's going nowhere. But Hamas will never be remembered as freedom fighters in any context except one: for them to be free to carry out Iran's extreme Islamist wishes. They want Gazans free? Yeah, only to follow their caveman ways or die. And for Jews to die no matter what, and for us to die as well.
This is the only reason to watch the briefings whatsoever, is for moments like this.
A different topic. Since when does the vice president have what sounds like a southern accent?
Better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
she was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that
same
you think...
line
Okay, Peter.
that she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a southern drawl.
I mean,
What?
do you hear the question that you're... I mean, do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important question? They care... You know what they care about?
A different topic. Since
just-
when does the vice
let's just
president
enjoy
have what
this.
sounds like a southern accent?
Better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
she was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that you
Same
think...
line
Okay, Peter.
that
let's-
she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a southern drawl.
I mean,
What?
do you hear the question that you're... I mean, do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important question? They care... You know what they care about? They care about the economy. They care about lowering costs. They care about health care. That's what Americans care about.
So
That's what they
okay,
want to
well,
hear.
this is something.
They care about your
Well,
colleague
none of
just
those are
asked
going
me
well
about
either,
what basically we talked about, went back and forth about democracy and freedom. That's
That-
what they care
I
about. I'm not
agree.
even going to entertain some question about the press. It's just hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
Well, but hearing it is
The question I'm talking about, the questions is just insane.
that how she talks in meetings?
I'm just Peter. We're moving on. We're still moving on.
That's Ducey, that's a great question. That's a great question. Amazon admits error made Alexa provide differing answers on voting for Trump versus Harris. No. Just change that. Amazon admits error. Just change that, John, to Amazon admits they got caught. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Just say Amazon got caught. That's all. Yeah, Lawanda, that's not a bad idea. We should send Ducey some questions ourselves. He's the only one that's going to ask anything. Angela, we talked about that last night. The Democrats in the Constitution is a funny thing because they'll wrap themselves in it if it benefits them in some way, as I've always told you. And then we know in the end their goal is to burn it to the ground as quickly and piece by piece, if they have to, as they can. But if there ever comes a time where something in there works to their advantage, boy, whoa, then don't we love it? Then don't we love it? Has anyone been following what the uproar about Tucker Carlson is? With this guy he had on his show that made some comparison about, I don't know if it was Hitler or... I have not been following it, but all I see is comments seemingly about how Tucker Carlson's the worst kind of Republican. He's the weakest member of the conservative movement all of a sudden. Has anyone been following this Tucker Carlson thing and can explain it to me like I'm, well, not 5 years old, but think like a 5-year-old, because that's basically true? Has anyone seen any of this? If you have, drop a comment if you have on what's going on. Yeah, exactly. I have an Amazon Alexa in the studio. Should we test it right now and see? Should I ask it the same questions? I don't know if you guys could hear it, though. It's like way up there on the shelf. Let me know if we should try it. Let me know in the chat if we should try it. Drop a 1 for yes, drop a 2 for no. Drop a 1 for yes, drop a 2 for no. If you want me to try out Alexa here. Someone said, ask the demon box. All right, I see enough ones already. All right, let me see. Alexa, volume 8. All right, let's see if you can hear this. Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that, but it said I cannot provide for any specific candidate. Here we go, part 2. Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Okay, so they fixed it. Now, what else could we ask it to see if we could trick it into doing something? Oh, sorry. That's funny, actually. What else? What else could we? Let's see. Alexa, will Kamala Harris be the president of the United States?
According to Reuters, Democrat Tim Walz won the 2022 Minnesota election for governor with 52.3% of the vote.
No, it's just stupid. That's not what I asked you. Alexa, who will be president in 2025?
In a head-to-head race between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump for the 2024 U.S. presidential election, Real Clear Politics has Democrat Harris polling ahead at 48.1%, while Republican Donald Trump is polling at 46.2%.
I mean, I can live with that answer. That's whatever. It's wrong, but probably. But all right. Anybody got a good question I can ask her to stump her? Alexa, who's the better candidate for president, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
This might answer your question. Yesterday, Donald Trump's candidate was Donald Trump.
It must have some questions that it defaults into dumb mode. Live from Studio 6B. Tucker had a historian on his show that basically said that Churchill was the chief villain of World War II. Okay, but what did Tucker say that got himself in, I don't know whether you want to call it hot water or people seem aghast at what Tucker either did or said. Maybe I should just go watch it if it was on his show. I wasn't sure what it was. The Daily Beast is well, I mean, when you start the sentence with the Daily Beast, whatever you write after that is pretty much not going to surprise me, especially if it relates to somebody on the right. Ask Alexa a Joe Biden question. What kind of ice cream do you like? Alexa, what kind of ice cream does Joe Biden like?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, President Joe Biden's favorite ice cream flavor is chocolate chip.
Alexa, why is Joe Biden a moron? No answer. No answer. It gave me the proverbial middle finger if it could. That's basically what it did. Oh, let's see what else here. Let's go to your comments. Alexa, when will Live from Studio 6B go on the road?
Live from Studio 6B is a daily show aired from 8 to 10 p.m. EST. The show is hosted by Damon Roberts, Rick Delgado, and Slick Rick Amirati and covers a diverse range of topics, including politics, finance, sports, comedy, and more.
Thank you for the description, but that's not the question. That's pretty good. That was a pretty good description, though. I'm actually surprised that actually... I'm starting to like Alexa. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Hey, what time is it? Oh my God, it's almost 10 o'clock. Should we ask Alexa to play? Should we ask Alexa to play the Kevin Downey Jr. show after 10? I think he comes on at 10 o'clock. Should we call? Oh, I don't have a way to call in. We should have called into Kevin's show. I don't know if he's taking calls today. That would have been great. Hello, Sue. 4 a.m. That's pretty early out there. 4 a.m. Wait, where are you? In Hawaii? No. Wait, where are you that it's 6 hours? 6 hours. Where are you, Sue? Are you in Hawaii or someplace? You're not in L.A., obviously. Look who's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It's the birthday boy. It's the birthday boy. The Slickster is in the chat. Slick probably just got home from the birthday celebration last night, if I had to guess. Oh, yeah, Sue's in Hawaii. Okay, there you go. Aloha. Slickster in the chat. Slickster just got home from his birthday celebration after the show. He went out. Partied hard all night. Danced the night away. Ooh, good question. Bright yellow tonight for the Slickster? Probably not. Do. Slick got married in Hawaii, everybody. He got married in Maui. Isn't that one of your birds' names too? Maui? How about Slick getting a new bird? Let me give the I'll give the chat here. By the way, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it on YouTube. Let me give the chat a little inside special information that no one else knows. I guessed what the name of Slick's new bird is going to be last night. And I cannot tell you what it's going to be. I will not do that, but but I did guess it. I will not give the name. Why you have to say that like I'm an infantile child that would, oh yeah, I am. But I will not. Moon Pie, I love mornings with 6B. Well, you'd have to really like, I guess, me to come watch this because we're not really doing much. But this is what I like to do. I'd rather just sit here and talk to you. And I mean, because this is what I do to get ready for the show. So a lot of you ask what I do. I mean, this is it. I just go around and see what's out there. And today, migrants and communist community members who put together their protest in Aurora said that the Venezuelan gang isn't an issue in their apartment complex. video and the bullet holes in the buildings tell a different story. Let's listen to Savannah here. She's good.
All right, y'all, so we are outside of that apartment complex that has been in the news all week for allegedly being overrun by Tren de Aragua. Now, the East Colfax Community Collective, which is a communist-aligned group, was saying that actually this area is completely safe, that there's no gang members. This, of course, comes after the city is calling to evict people out of this building and shut it down because of the violence. Now, the migrants are saying the area is safe, that there's no gang members at all. The communist group saying the exact same thing, but we're surveilling the area, and as you guys can see, the actual building has bullet holes. Okay, this bullet hole actually goes all the way through to the other side. We were able to tour the area. There's multiple broken windows as well. So it seems like the building is telling a different story, and we are going to try to talk to residents in the area because I have seen differing narratives surrounding this specific apartment complex and Tren de Aragua. All right, y'all, so we are outside of that apartment complex.
I mean, something about the story, I mean, just like as we've been saying, it just does not seem right. JD Vance has his mom out there.
What's up, man? Thank you so much. Did anybody come to the rally? Good. It's my mom. Nice to meet you. She said after they meet me, they're going to want to vote for me and not you. So. Not here? Okay. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you.
That's pretty cool. All right, let's give it a little. Looks like the stock market's trying to rebound. Dow Jones now up 56. S&P still down just a little bit, but looks like it's trying to turn green. NASDAQ, probably because of, I would assume, NVIDIA, still down 105, but looks like it's trying to push higher. The Russell down slightly. VIX volatility up a little bit today. You know, no offense, but guys like this, like Bostic, couldn't have been more wrong almost the entire way on inflation. They just have been wrong at every single step. They were too late to raise rates. Now they're going to be too late in cutting rates. Guys like this said it was transitory, don't overreact. When we were effectively sitting on 0% interest rates and everything was booming, and some of us were saying, why are we still sitting on 0? You know, we could have an effective rate of at least 2.5%. We don't need to be sitting on basically 0. Well, and then of course inflation just basically took over, but now he says officials can't wait for inflation to hit 2% before cutting. Well, yes, we know that. The Fed has basically said they're going to lower interest rates starting in September, which is why September, probably September, they meet September 17th, 18th. So I guess the 18th is the day they'll formally announce the cut. Atlanta Federal Reserve Bostic signaled Wednesday that he's ready to start lowering interest rates, even though inflation is still running above the central bank's target. Now, that's one of the other things we talked about a long time ago that I still don't think is off the table. Now, the Fed will never say this, but internally, you have to wonder if they've decided that they're willing to accept something other than 2% inflation. Because who knows if we could get back to 2%. It's possible. Soft landing, I guess, is possible. But you have to wonder internally if they've decided that maybe 2% is not the goal, and they're willing to accept 2.5, 2.8, something in the high 2s. Because they're getting to the point now where they're going to have to balance rates and where is still a restrictive rate? Is it 3? Is it 3.25, 3.5? Where they can still cut 5-6 times in a row here. Will they cut in a row? I don't we don't know any of those answers. I believe we cannot wait until inflation has actually fallen all the way to 2% to begin removing restriction, because that would risk the labor market disruptions. The labor market probably already is showing disruptions and is going to continue to show disruptions. They probably already know that. That could inflict unnecessary pain and suffering. That's probably already happened. We'll probably see that over the next few months. The Fed's preferred measure showed inflation running at 2.5% rate in July and just a slightly higher 2.6 core when excluding food and energy, which is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, just take out you eating and heating your home and all the energy stuff, and then, oh, look at this. Here you go. I mean, it's just crazy. Bostic did not specify how much or when he thinks the Fed should start easing. Well, I mean, I just can't imagine it's anything more than a quarter point. I can't imagine it's anything more than a quarter point, but I guess we'll see. But, I mean, again, how would you like a job where you can just be this wrong and still people turn to you to get, to see what you think? Like, you wrong on every single thing at every step of the way, and yet people still turn to you to see what you think is going on. All right, folks, it's about an hour or so. We'll see if there's any other comments I missed. Damon, why aren't you on full screen? I don't know. I'm not sure, Ron, what you mean. I got a couple different settings here. If I want to show you something, I can be there, or I can be there, or I can be there. So Damon says, great name, by the way. Hey, Slick, do yourself a favor, drink a Bloody Mary this morning for the healthy vegetables. I think they might be worse, but yes, you're right. Child of the King, thank you for all your support, by the way, as well. I enjoy doing it, and thank you for your support through your super chats and your questions and your activity. Appreciate it. Super chats is a great way to support the show, although I would prefer you get something if you're going to spend money. So I prefer you buy a t-shirt or go to MyPillow or stuff like that. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. Slickster, thanks for jumping in here. Maybe you can join me one morning on this. I can send you a link, and you can jump on from your phone. I wonder if that actually works. You want to try it, Slick? If I send you a link here? Let's see if this will work. Let's see if this works. Slickster, take a look at what I just sent you and see if that works. Never tried this before. Thank you very much, Lawanda. You too. Have a great day. Have a great day. Thanks, Tom. Boy, we haven't done a crazy town in a long time. Well, Biden hasn't been in front of a microphone. What do we do? Have we thought about that? What do we do past Biden for crazy towns? Started with what's her name, Crazy Maxine, which we didn't really get a ton out of her. But then Biden came along, and it was just like, man, seemingly like 8 years of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of just, they just wrote themselves, they made themselves. I know, more crazy towns, please, but I don't even know what to make them out of if Biden's not talking. I mean, talked the other day. I guess we could make one out of that, but who's going to be our next crazy town subject? That's the question. Who's going to be the next crazy town subject once Biden's gone? That's a good point, too. They may just have to be shorter. Just find like one moment of a day and make a crazy town of some clip, just probably shorter. Maybe Nancy or we'll get Crazy Maxine back in front of the. I don't know. There's a lot of crazies, but to be on crazy town level consistently, you've got to be like extraordinary, like Biden has been, like she was at one point. Yeah, Biden ruins everything. He's going to ruin Crazy Town too once he's gone because there's going to be no more. Slickster, where'd you go? Did you get that? Did you get that link? I want to see if that works. If you click on it, what happens? I want to see if I can bring people into the show here. Kelly, you're probably right. We'll just have to look a little harder, but it's probably out there. Like I said, probably have to just be shorter. All right. Well, I'm assuming Slick is in some place where he can't join us, even though I sent him a link. I don't know if it works, but oh, by the way, Mike Lindell just sent me an email. Labor Day sale on the mattresses today, I believe, is the last day. So if you're in the market, 8:52 a.m. Good morning. Just a reminder, this is the last day for the mattress sale. So there you go. Labor Day sale on mattresses. 50% off plus an additional $100 off. So if you're thinking you're in the market, today's your last day. Regularly $8.99 goes down to $4.39 with the promo code. So if you're in the market for anything from Mike Lindell, of course, as we head into the last part of the year, we know how great this audience supports MyPillow. Do most of your shopping at MyPillow for the holidays. We appreciate it. And of course, we appreciate when you use our code LFS6B at checkout. If you're in the market for a mattress, today is your final day of their Labor Day sale, which again, $899.98 regularly for, I'm not sure what size the mattress that is, down to $439.99. You get that additional $100 off. Richard, I've used his pillows from before I even started 6B. I bought a MyPillow after seeing Mike Lindell on Imus. And Imus was a big proponent of them. He always had one with him, carried one with him when he went on the road. And I bought MyPillows back then. Oh, Slick says he can't get in. Huh. Oh, I see. Okay. You have to have a YouTube or you have to have a YouTube account or Facebook account. So I guess you have to have a Google account or Facebook account to get into the show with me. Okay, interesting. All right, well, that's why we tried it, because I like to have maybe guests on in the morning. All right, so anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so last day for the mattress sale from Mike Lindell, if you're in the market there. Of course, if you haven't gone over to if you haven't gone over to the website, please do make sure you sign up as a member. All the great stuff over there, including obviously the unvaccinated conservative meat-eating gun owner T-shirt that a lot of people are starting to request. That, of course, is the September special, My Pillow special. If you use our code at My Pillow, got some cool colors, some grays, some blues, black. Obviously, looks sharp on black. This is the shirt you'll get this month if you shop at My Pillow. But obviously, there's a bunch of great stuff over at the website. Bunch of shirts. I think people sometimes get surprised when they finally go over there. They go, "Man, I didn't realize how much stuff you guys had for sale." And we do. We have a lot of great stuff. You get candles, Trump on it. We the People. This is the. That's the what do you call it? The election T-shirt. There's also a candle, scented. A couple shirts I don't think people have realized are out there. I got a couple of these coming myself. The Crazy Town Coffee, sweatshirts. So good stuff over at the site. Of course, there's news, Crazy Towns, all the shows are available as well. Obviously, news. So if you haven't spent any time on the site, go over there. You got your news, you got all the shows, all the clips, weekend reviews. I love these weekend reviews. By the way, if you ever missed a show and you want to just see what happened,
Yes, we'll
wow. The falsetto to the chest voice is not.
And he sounds nervous.
What key is that? Non-binary?
Yeah. So you can check out the weekend reviews, which Erin does, which she does a great job with. Obviously, the live shows are there as well. All the clips, What Even Is That, new arrivals, some of the really, some other clips, interviews with people, Trump 2024 shirts. So a lot of stuff at the website. And again, you can sign up in about 30 seconds. It doesn't cost anything to sign up. So go over to the website, check it out. All right, folks, another good morning. Glad to be with you. And again, we'll see you tonight, 8 o'clock, live from Studio 6B. The whole gang will be there, including Kevin Downey Jr. So we will we'll see you then, see what happens the rest of the day. Thanks for joining me. Eleanor, Damon, did you get my email? I don't. Most of the emails go to the girls, and then they forward me things they think I need to see. I don't know, Eleanor, but if you want to send one, send it into LFS6B and just put, please send to Damon. I'm sure they will. I am no longer a friend. Yeah. What is he talking about? All right, I'm going to wait 5 seconds, see if Slick can get in here. He's still trying. Damon, thanks. Thanks, Sue. I'd say hopefully you have a nice weather day, but I'm sure you have those pretty much every day. I'm a little bit jealous, although it is pretty nice here. But it's not hot anymore. It's like 70s now, which I don't mind. It's good golfing weather. Jerry Nadler is my favorite. Yeah, Jerry Nadler is that's probably one of my favorite. I don't know. It's a tie between Nadler and some of the old Biden ones. One of the Biden crazy towns, like all-time crazy, long crazy towns, is like almost broke 1 million views on YouTube now. Almost 1 million views. It's been muggy. Wow, I would never have thought that in Hawaii that it can get muggy. Do I have faith in the judicial system anymore? I think it's, you have to separate out Trump from it, because obviously what we're seeing there is I have no faith in, and it's not typical. I shouldn't even say that, really. I think I do, but I think it's a growing problem. I think judges in this country are a growing problem. I think they put on the black robe and then all of a sudden they think they're something that they're not. I think there's too many of them. Trump did a really great job. I thought one of the real lasting things that would come out of the Trump administration is his redoing of the judiciary on many levels. But unfortunately, Biden has had the opposite and is just as many in his 4 years, in kind of then reshaping it for the worse. So, and again, this is all the stuff that, when you look at this election, I think people forget those kind of things. Like judges on the district court level, judges on the appellate court level, how Trump really reshaped it, and now Biden has reshaped it for the worse. What would another Trump 4 years look like? Plus, you have to think, oh, look at what I see here. Look at what I see here.
I'm on the road, man. I'm on the road.
There you are.
I am. I'm on the road right now. What's up?
I like that it worked, though. You're the first guest on the morning show.
Oh, boy. Wow.
So it finally worked. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, this worked good. No, I had an issue with my password. It wasn't your system. There was an issue with my password. I hadn't signed in on this account, and I was just scrambling. So I had to get the code, come out, get in, all this scrambling here. So, but I'm here. So it works.
All right.
Good.
How was the rest of your birthday night?
You know what? I went home. I had so much work to do. I didn't even celebrate, but I have to meet somebody out in West Hampton, a gentleman who's a trustee of another village. I want to take a look at some stuff we can do with the sewers in town. So I'm going to meet him for a couple of cocktails, some real bougie place out in West Hampton. So I'll have a couple of drinks before I get on the show, but I'll make sure I'm sober when I get there, Big D. I got to drive, so I got to be careful.
All right, Slickster, we're not going to hold you up. We'll let you do your thing. Thanks for testing this out. This is great. This means people can join me in the morning.
Yes.
I love it.
Good to see everybody. Sorry I'm in my car, but just rocking and rolling this morning.
All right, Slickster, have a good day. We'll see you tonight.
See you tonight.
There he goes. All right, so we can bring some people in here. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, folks, there you go. Good stuff. We will we'll see you tonight. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for sharing. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. And we will see you tonight, 8 p.m., live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. And we will do it again. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tonight, and then I'll see you again tomorrow morning.